Hey everybody, it's Hylian Alchemist, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. In the last episode, we bought the Zora Flippers from King Zora, and then we scaled to the top of Death Mountain, and we also stumbled into the Dark World. And as a result, we have turned into the silly Trix Rabbit. And we couldn't find any Trix cereal or Trix yogurt, because kids apparently just hid them once again. Should be for bunny rabbits, or silly rabbits, not just for kids. But anyways, in this episode, we are now in our third dungeon of the game, the Tower of Hera. And just like with the Desert Palace, it is a pretty short dungeon. Well, not quite as short as the Desert Palace, but pretty short in itself. For one thing, though, it does have some sort of purpose. Like, you know, the item that we'll get to later on, you are definitely going to need that item. Well, I mean, then again, though, other dungeon items are pretty much required. But, in all seriousness, you really do need that item. It's very crucial for one thing, and well, more on that once we get to that. But you're definitely gonna need that item at all costs. So, anyhow, as we go right up ahead. Well, actually, though, they did explain that beforehand. Well, pretty much in the last episode, so I'm sure you might know this already, but you'll see what I mean. Anyway, a couple new enemies here. Those are called the Kodongos. They're basically those miniature versions of the Dodongos, but instead they just kind of like switch the letters around. Now they're called Kodongos. They're very easy to defeat. Just a little sword swipe, and they're down for the count. And the advice that Heisenberg's gonna give us, if you use a magic mirror in a dungeon, it will take you back to the entrance of said dungeon, so that's something you want to point out there. But anyway, back to those Kodongos. Their only attack that they do is that they just breathe out fireballs, like, you know, 3 in a row. That's about it, really. I wouldn't say much of a threat. I'm not sure if they also be like the Dodongos, in which they can actually eat bombs and they blow up inside of them. I'm not so sure if you can do that. Can't really remember off the top of my head. And yes, another boring flying tile room. Yeah, we're gonna run into those a lot. And it can drag a bit, so that's why I wanted to save you some time. And leave behind with this skull on crossbones formation. That would just signify doom. Even though they're just flying tiles and they're just simple, just slash them away. And more mini Moldorms. Whee! Of course, there's gonna be a, well, I don't want to ruin the surprise yet. We'll see in a little bit. So anyways, yeah, I guess, not much else to say about this dungeon. Did we actually run, well, actually I think we did, yeah. In one of the previous dungeons, we ran into those, red Salfos in which, they would throw their bones at you every time you try to attack them. It's why it's why it's easier to throw those pots at them instead of trying to slash them, since they'll be trying to hop away from you. And by lighting all these 4 torches, we'll get the big key. Wow, that's actually pretty early here. Yeah, that's pretty much the earliest in which we get the big key. I'm pretty sure that Ocarina of Time did that again with the Forest Temple, in which you get the boss key early. Which is weird, because it is the first adult dungeon, and then the later dungeons would not give you the boss key until, like, a little later into the dungeon, but that's kind of weird, but I'm going a lot of topic here. We'll get to that once I do a Let's Play of Ocarina of Time. Yeah, just pretty much confirming that right now. Well, I've confirmed that a long time ago already. And, of course, it's not really that surprising, it is to be expected. And these guys here, they are called the Hardhat Beetles. There's actually 2 variations of them. There's the blue variant, and there's also the red variant. Blue variants are the weaker ones. But they can be a little bit annoying as well. Like, there's actually 2 ways you can defeat them. You can either just, like, as you slash them, they actually get knockbacks themselves. Of course, you actually get the knockback, too, as recoil. Which is pretty annoying. Much like in Castlevania, where it's notorious for knockbacks. Well, then again, Zelda is too, because it does play like Castlevania for some reason. Actually, yeah, it is like Castlevania. Well, because of those, flying heads are supposed to be those flying Medusa heads. But yeah, you can either just defeat them by just using those sword swipes, or just knocking them down to those bottomless pits. They actually do lead to the lower floors. I'm not sure if they would end up in those lower floors, or they just straight up die. I'm not really sure. But that's what you can do. And they kind of do take a while for them to get killed. Well, the blue variants, if you have just the regular sword, then they get taken out with just 3 hits. But the red ones, they are much more annoying, as they take a lot more hits for them to be defeated. Alright, so we're getting pretty much to the top of the tower here. Which means we're getting pretty close to the boss. Yeah, very short dungeon indeed. It is. And that, item up there for this dungeon is up ahead. However, we cannot reach it yet, so we're probably going to have to find some other way. And more Kadongos, of course. Yeah, these mold orbs here can get pretty finicky. I think I will just go ahead and, well, I want to see what's in this treasure chest first. It contains a compass! Alrighty, so we got both the map and the compass. Well, the tortilla and the compass. And here's where he will talk about the Moon Pearl. Well, the NPCs in the Dark World actually explained this already. Well, they talked about the Moon Pearl, and, well, yeah, I guess I'll just go ahead and jump the gun here. That is actually the item for this dungeon that we'll need. AKA the Temple of the Item. Yeah, I'm just gonna go and reference that right there. You know, that was Liam Six and Josh Jepson that made that Temple of the Item. I like that. That's a nice ring to it, don't you think? But I don't want to say it too much though, because I don't want to copy them. I really don't want to do that. Oh, hey, it's the fire bars from Super Mario Brothers. Actually, as a matter of fact, the fire bar here in this game, for some reason, and very weirdly, very much so, they're actually called the Guru Guru bars. I'm not pulling your legs here. They're literally called the Guru Guru bars. Like, seriously. I mean, just... what the actual hell? They literally just call those fire bars Guru Guru bars. That's just weird. And yeah, I actually try bomb those walls, because, you know, sometimes this game loves to trick you into thinking that those are bombable walls with those cracks there, but they're actually just, but they're just there just to screw with you. But yeah, it's just weird the way they just called them. And I know that later on, in Ocarina of Time, there's, well, and also in Majora's Mask, there's a character named, who's actually named Guru Guru. Like, you know, you actually find him in the windmill, just playing the, Song of Storms. Yeah, that is his name, so, you know, even for a game before that, like Link to the Past, that's what the fire bars are called. It's just so weird. Like, who came up with that idea? Like, seriously. But anyways, so now we have the Moon Pearl, and with that, that Moon Pearl is needed for you to, well, like they were saying before, is that if you go into the Dark World, you will no longer transform into a bunny, or the Trix Rabbit. You will actually retain your, well, Link will retain his human form. And therefore, like, you can just go anywhere with that, so... yeah, you do need that to get through the Dark World. That is absolutely required. You really, really should not forget about that item in this dungeon. So, if you do forget about it and you just realize you went to the Dark... well, you officially go to the Dark World later on, spoilers. And then you find yourself just turned into the Trix Rabbit, well then, yeah, you really do need that. So, just go back to the dungeon and just make sure you pick it up, so... Anyway, we won't talk too much about that. Now, boss time! We have finally made it to this guy right here. And this is, of course, Moldorm. Well, of course we'd be calling Moldorm, because I just call those other enemies the mini Moldorms, and so why not have just Moldorm? Now, this guy right here. Fuck this guy. Like, seriously. He is absolutely annoying. As you can see here, there are no rails on this platform. Really, there isn't. And there's also the hole in the middle that you can just fall off. If you take damage, yeah, see, like that right there. If you take damage, like if he hits you, then you actually get a knockback. And if you fall down the hole, you have to go, or fall down to the pits, down to the lower floor. You have to get back up and you have to start the fight all over again. And yeah, I'm not even kidding when I said start the fight all over again. Because, he actually heals himself. Yeah, his health will regenerate. So that's what there is. That's pretty much what this boss is about. You have to start all over again, that's what I mean. So, if you make sure you're precise and just hit his weak spot by the very tip of his tail, and you should take damage, and just some swipes there, and then you should be good to go. And somehow, like, it didn't really take me that long. I did fall down off the ledge a couple of times in this playthrough, so I had to start all over. Well, just using a restore point, since I'm playing this on the Wii U, but you know, it happened to me a couple of times, but not too much though. Like I managed to just, you know, I didn't really expect this. Oh yeah, see, just take damage from the dead rock right before cutting this off. Yeah, what a good way to end this, but yeah, right then and there, I thought it was just gonna be even longer, but no, I just straight defeated him, so wow. But anyways, with that out of the way, now we have our final pendant, the Pendant of Wisdom. I think that's what it was that we picked up. Yeah, that was the Pendant of Wisdom. And so with that, now we have all three of the Pendants of Virtue, and that means we can now go to the Lost Woods and seek the Master Sword, which is where it's said to be hidden. And so with that, we will be able to defeat Aghanim in no time. So, next time on Let's Play A Link to the Past, we are going to head straight to the Lost Woods, and we are going to put those pendants to good use, and then pull out the Master Sword. Hopefully we will obtain that. So, till next time, see you guys later.